Namaskaram, Namaskaram. Thank you to Triptaji for this kindness. I am here with you. On August 14th we met on a platform and today is 9th. It is less than 25 days I am here again with you. I am sure last time when I left I had made a small remark, and today also I am seeing only 3-4 people on screen. That is like India has given freedom for speech. The virtual media has given for people to not to show their face as a great freedom. This is a great blessing. In the classroom you cannot hide and sit like this. I believe virtual media has got a lot of advantage. Today I was posting a quote that is on communication. Communication ability is not speaking when you get a chance. I am sure with the blessings of your SDS College Education for Women President, the Sansing Lopon, I am here with all of you with the initiative of Dr. Tripta, with the organizing secretary, co-conveners like Ravindra Kumar ji. Shuchita Verma has given a beautiful introduction on the Teachers' Day. I am sure Nanda Kumar ji is also going to address all of you. We have the great privilege of sharing the platform with none other than the Himalayan University Vice Chancellor at Uttarakhand, Professor J.P. Pachauri, and also the National Awardee Kusumlata Pirula. But all these makes no sense to any of the participants here because they are all hiding. It is most unfortunate to be part of a program where people have only J, R, G, A, S, and then we have to talk to the camera.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
May I say something?
Yeah.
Please, participants, please, आप अपने cameras on कर लीजिए. Thank you, sir.
Today I was mentioning a small quote on communication. Communication is not a talking ability. Communication ends with the receiver. If the response is not seen, that cannot be communication. Probably I could record a video and send it, or maybe I can refer to my YouTube channel and say, look at, there are thousands of lectures there. And especially when I am talking to the teachers community, I am sure there are a lot of teachers here, not just students. They must understand, I left my job as a university professor very recently because I don't want to talk to cameras. And when you ask somebody some question, immediately they will find the network problem and then they will not respond at all. You can imagine a country with an education system where 60% of the population is only connected on internet, and out of which 99% of them are careless. So we are all good in rituals. Showing is our principle of life. We are good in showing, celebrating, but not in quality. And especially when it happens in academic institutions, that too an educational academic institution, B.Ed, M.Ed, we must understand communication is not blah blah blah. Communication is traveling extra mile to get connected to people, reach out to people, and then I'm sure that is why I'm here, because Triptaji and me were in a group. Probably I am posting something. I don't forward anything in my life. I only create informations. I am not a reproducer. Like generally teachers are called reproducers. They learn from somewhere and then maybe mug up something and then vomit it in the class. Today morning I had a great opportunity to talk to my teachers and arrange a program in my native village. Small village where school belongs to my family. We are the owners. And the education started, probably the eldest teacher who spoke today was one who became a teacher before I took birth, who retired before I got a job. His after retirement life is longer than his service life. So you can imagine he is crossing almost 90 years. He was my social science teacher. I was listening to him, and I was also listening to my Hindi teacher who was mentioning how good was my handwriting when I was in 6th class. I don't remember my notebook, but my teacher who must have taught me 40-45 years back still remember. Now today when we have classes like this, we don't even remember the faces. So world has moved 40 years where people are not able to, or maybe they are ashamed of showing their faces. That is called cultural development. That's called relationship development. India is not progressing. Pathetically, India is not progressing. I have a very specific reason to tell. I must have given almost 30-40 lectures on new education policy in the last 1 year. People knew only when the commission came up with the report. But before that, there was 1.5, 2 years of discussions. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, when he gave his first education policy document, which I was going through when I wanted to become part of education. There are great knowledge, and I was so much impressed. When I read the new education policy, I couldn't see anything new. Many people keep saying a new education policy is great. Nothing great. And what happened is, one of the oldest colleges in Kerala, I belong to Kerala. I was quoting the Kerala University Thiruvananthapuram, 30th September 1963, before my birth. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, probably after 16 years of independence. The address was telecasted by All India Radio. And I was telling, after 20,800 and odd number of days, when I was giving lecture, I was quoting all that what Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan spoke. But the end of the program, the organizer said, but I did not quote Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. I made all the points as Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan projected. But at the end of the program, the college people said, yeah, DrTPS talked nicely about new education policy. Then I said, it is nothing from new education policy, it is from Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's policy. That means when you hear the policies which were part of Indian tradition, you will see exactly the same. The pathetic situation is most of the teachers, most of the students, most of the policy makers have forgotten this. Why do we forget? Because we only learn for examination. On August 15th, 14th I met in this college. 15th I had a program in one of the colleges in Delhi. The college was under the name of great Rishi, saintly person, Aurobindo. They were celebrating Independence Day. But then I said, today, 15th August is a very special day for me because I am in Aurobindo's college. Then I asked some of the gathering people who are all teachers, students, what is speciality of 15th August for Aurobindo? Yeah, you need not know. But I am sure the Aurobindo college people should know, because anybody who knows here? Anybody who knows what is 15th August relationship for Aurobindo? Yeah, not necessary. We have to finish our deliberation and then quit and go. That's what is programs are for. That is supposed to be birthday for Aurobindo. And none of the Aurobindo students don't know 15th August because it's not part of syllabus. Unfortunately, Aurobindo left politics. Otherwise, Aurobindo's birthday would have been as equivalent as Mahatma Gandhi or Nehru. If somebody leaves politics and then go to spirituality, they are unimportant. Probably Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan is called the Raja of philosophy of India. He is more a philosopher than probably a educationalist or maybe a politician. Administrative abilities were great. But I don't call, or maybe we are unfortunate that we have to celebrate when declared holidays. If Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan would have been a great teacher, we would have had a great student from him. Keep calling. What is contribution of Ramakrishna? Ramakrishna gave a good student to the world. That is Vivekananda. So if at all I have to call who was the greatest teacher of India, probably I have to call Ramakrishna was the greatest teacher of India. Or maybe Kaudilya was a great teacher because he made a great king. He trained and created a great king. A teacher is not famous when a teacher becomes a president. Probably a president retires and then becomes or quits the job to become a teacher. He is a great teacher. What is essential for every teacher to understand is not in words but in action. We create great generations to come. And we have that the biggest responsibility. Not every student will learn. If you look at Mahabharata, the teacher was same, but students were different. We had both Pandavas and Kauravas. The teacher was same. They are from same family. So what makes a student good is not the teachers. I don't think when the principal Tripta madam asks, everybody has to switch on the video. I am seeing the response. It is so pathetic. It's so pathetic a principal. I would have been the principal or director. I will show what a principal or director can do. Sometimes I may not be that good in human, but I will become a good teacher. This is what the respect teachers get on a teacher's day, you can imagine. And you celebrate it for whom? You celebrate it for those children who don't care. Your own colleagues don't switch on. Understood? This is the pathetic situation. That is because the message doesn't go as it has gone to Pandavas. It goes wrong way to the Kauravas. Therefore, it is not the teachers who will suffer. It is the parents of those students and teachers who will suffer. Because they understand my children don't listen. That is what happened to Dhritarashtra, who was a Andha. Fathers are blind. When father becomes blind, their children will become like Dhritarashtra's. What has happened to Gandhari's children? Because they did not took the message in the right way. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janamya dharmam nachame nivritti, kenapi kamena hridistitena yadha niyuktosi tatha karomi. Janami dharmam. I know what is to be done, but I am not able to do it. Why? Because my company is like that. Who was the company? The company of Kauravas were Shakunis. They are from Gandhar, Naresh, Kandahar. So if you have bad company, suppose as I am entering, there will be 10 people who are putting the video on. The 11th fellow also will switch on the video. Suppose you have everybody switched off the video, the next fellow also will naturally do it. If 10 programs run with the video, the 11th program you don't have to announce. The purpose of education is to create a culture. The culture is not set in line. Whatever is done will be actually waste of time. That's what Aristotle also said. The ideas are not enough. Make people to persuade like the right. You start liking what is right for you. And hate what is wrong. And wrong things need to be understood. And think and feel right nobly. Translate ideas into reality. The purpose of an institution is the leadership must be so powerful. They must be able to not create ideas, but implement it in the right way. That translate ideas into reality. Otherwise, it becomes only an intellectual right. You can write it in examination and get a degree. But that doesn't give out emotional nobility. That's what is called emotional nobility. That is what the great Aristotle's message is. We are a human being, not physically, but intellectually, emotionally, socially, spiritually. The emotional attachment comes only when you see the face, only when you keep communicating. That communication becomes good only when you understand the feeling of the receiver. That is why education, we have got different styles. I don't know whether B.Ed. M.Ed. is being taught. There is a deductive, inductive, discovery, different styles of teaching. How do you get adapted to your students? Only when they have an emotional attachment. I rate an institution by the way they respond. That response comes only when you feel, oh, this person is interesting. I am sure this management, especially Triptaji, must have felt that, yeah, it's worth listening to DrTPS. So she called him. But then I found probably the students did not like me so much. Or they must be shutting off themselves Maybe attendance purpose they give a screen and then they must be in their own world. Quite natural. Especially when a program is to be arranged. I understand the beneficiary should feel the need of it. That is what the perspective of lecture has been shifted from the teacher's perspective to the student's perspective. It is not teaching is important. It is learning which is important. How do you shift this perspective when they realize education is not certificates? Education is man-making, as Vivekananda said. Vivekananda was keen. The purpose of education has to be man-making. That is to understand. Probably only one person in the world who must have told like this. You want to know India? Look at me. I am the condensed India. That is what Vivekananda said. You excuse me, you will understand what India is. What a great knowledge is that. What a great courage is to speak like that. How many of the educators, we know the B.Ed, Bachelor of Education. The expansion is Bachelor. Bachelor means Brahmachari. Brahmachari means Hridaya Guhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram. Inside their Hridayam they have Brahma and they only carry education in their mind. Inside their Hridayam, heart, when you open, what you will see? Only education. That means you should have only learning in your life. Is it really there? If that is there, definitely they will hunt for knowledge. How do you hunt for knowledge? Go behind people. So all the programs are to introduce somebody probably who will speak in a different sense, in a different perspective. I am sure out of 50 people, one student have got some interest in understanding. They will follow the speaker and ask, you spoke like this. I have got. Yesterday was a great day for me. I was dealing with, every day I have got 3-4 programs. But yesterday evening I had a program in which after that somebody has seen my video and then 53rd minute to 16th second you spoke like this and you have given a reference. Where can I get to that? See how students go behind knowledge. So in a life if you get 1 or 2 people like that, that becomes really good. So a teacher is actually become blissful, feel happy. The purpose of life is sanctified only when they find 1 or 2 good students. I am blessed with hundreds and thousands of children in this world. If somebody asks me at this age what is my credit, only I can say I have got wonderful good children in this world. But as every rich man wanted to add little more wealth, because they are Vaishyas, they want to earn more and more. Kshatriyas, they wanted to have different positions. They all look for power, position, grade. What do they become tomorrow? But as a teacher, my always hunt is to find 1 more good student. 1 more good student. That's what I keep on looking at. When I go to far northeast, Itanagar, stay there for 10 days to train children in the 9th class with a project called Prajodayat, Enlightenment Program. Maybe 10 years back, I never thought somebody will become a university student or maybe some other university in some other part of the world and they will call me. I heard you so and so here. I wanted to listen to you. Address our classmates in this university. So such invitations, when we come, we understand, yeah, we have given some seed in the, not in the brain. If it goes to the brain, it doesn't work. If it goes to the heart, it will start growing. That's why a teacher has to be effective, E effective and A effective. How much you can do that? Not by completing the syllabus. If teachers believe that you are a great teacher because you can complete the syllabus, no. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, when he defined in his report, Sarva Kala Shala. Sarva means everything, Kala means art, Shala means place, institution. Sarva Kala Shala means where you will learn everything. So a teacher is not one who completes syllabus. That every buffalo can do it. You can complete the syllabus. I remember I completed MPhil Physics, one paper in a day. And you can say, yeah, I completed. But that completion should trigger in each and every student to hunt for knowledge. They must go behind a lot of other paths from the main road to find out and track it. Not necessarily discover. Invent is not required. Improvise the knowledge. What extra little bit which they can get. If that zeal, enthusiasm, that quest can be initiated, I am sure you become a great teacher. But there is no point in pouring water in a leaking vessel. They must have that ability to capture it. So sometimes it is essential to get some feedback, some discussion, some inputs. Otherwise, India will not be, or that is the biggest problem. The merit of the youth is getting spoiled by, not by the youth. I have no complaint on youth. The system which is running, the youth is found out of hand. Because they are not being properly guided and set into the paths in which they are supposed to be. Teaching is not a great cakewalk. If you want to be a tough teacher, not necessarily you have to have a good brain. Sometimes you need a good, powerful shoulder. That only makes you to be administratively higher. I was lucky to be a PhD student of a great professor who had 2-term vice chancellorship. We call him not a dynamic teacher, we call him as a dynamite teacher. Because he shows how dynamite is he. People don't listen to him. I am sure teachers have not just the responsibility of completing the syllabus. Teaching them discipline, teaching them love, teaching them care, teaching them share. The mentor's job. More of a mentor's job. Especially not in a university where physics, maths, chemistry is being taught. When you are a teacher in a teacher education center, what can be imbibed in them is the great quality of being a great teacher. I have been blessed to be in many B.Ed colleges and M.Ed colleges, writing books on adaptive learning, working with education. Being a director of an academic staff college, I was probably one of the toughest academic staff college director. Showing discipline in orientation, how teachers have to get oriented themselves. I'm sure there are a lot of great responsibilities otherwise. A teacher becomes useless. Probably an engineer becomes useless, the bridge will collapse. Any scientist becomes useless, probably the satellite will collapse. Maybe your program will not work. But if the teachers become useless, they don't understand discipline, they don't understand the value, they don't understand the value of time. Only show is what is their life. The generations will suffer. I wish and pray that some enlightenment, some brightness, some wisdom, some value gets added along with information so that the Savidya becomes part of the life, not just avidya for earning money. Pranams to each one of you. Pranams to those people who did not show their face, because precious things should not be shown to the world. You have to keep it closed inside your chamber, in your almara. Inside your house, we have got a good shelf, close yourself inside. But Indian philosophy teaches us, unless you expose yourself to the Panjab, Panjabhuta means throw you into the field and wet yourself, dry yourself, so that your skin will burn and break, so that the sprout will come out. There is a great king who wanted to extend his life little more. So he kept on asking, I can give you millions of dollars, millions of rupees. In all the places he went around and he found a philosopher. So he said there is only one method for extending your life. Throw yourself for others on the ground. And he gave a bunch of grains as gift to the king. The king is the rich man, but the philosopher has given a bunch of grains. The king has just thrown it out because he didn't understand the message. Again he went around to find out how he can improve his life little more, longer, do all the pujas. But nothing happened. He kept on talking. Again he went back to the same philosopher who gave the bunch of grains. Then he said, bunch of grains again as a gift. He said, earlier also you gave, you are the same philosopher. Yeah. What did you do with that? He said, I have thrown it into the field. Come and show me. So there those grains have grown and become a bunch of grains. So the great saying is, unless you throw yourself, you cannot sprout. You cannot give other bunch of grains. The teacher's job is like that. You are supposed to throw yourself, where all the Panchabhuta will make you to grow higher and higher. Then it is not Guru who is higher. Higher than Guru, there are a lot of people. There are Brahma Guru, Brahma Rishi, Veda Rishi. All that is impossible in this world. But at least if you can have become an Acharya. Yadyada jaradisrashta tatta devetharochana sayat pramanam gurude lokastadanuvartade. Whatever you show as a pathway, if your children will follow, then you can be called as an Acharya. It is not taking them to the outer world, is not showing them. It doesn't work. Your own eye has got a cataract. That need to be opened. Therefore, Guru has got job. Like Atnana Timirandasya Atnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamyana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. That Guru who gives the kajal for your eyes to clean your cataract and give you that light. And it has to come from inside. From outside, blah 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 doesn't make any difference. So I wish some Guru comes to your place. It's not praying Guru doesn't make you really disciples. Understanding the meaning of that word Guru. If such blessings are there, probably, maybe not in this Janma. As Bhagavad Gita says, one Janma is not good enough. Maybe next Janma you can take birth in a good family. Become part of a good institution, so that some wisdom will become in you. Prayers to each one of you, and thank you for making me this part of this, Tripta madam. Thank you. Thanks a lot. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, actually, I don't have words after your lecture, because we are just ashamed that our participants, even after so many requests, they didn't bother to open the camera. So sorry on their part, sir. परमात्मा की सत्ता ना होती तो संसार ना होता, पर सर हम कोशिश करना कभी बंद नहीं करेंगे. This is what we can do. हम कहते रहेंगे जब तक आगे से कुछ होता नहीं है. तो परमात्मा की सत्ता ना होती तो संसार ना होता, शिक्षा ना होती तो ज्ञान का भंडार ना होता, एक विचार से होते हैं महान आविष्कार. संसार में शिक्षक ना होता तो वो विचार ना होता.